Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of SHENZHEN I. In the last episode, we sort of had some difficulties, and not like technical difficulties, although of course in this game everything is technical difficulties. That is to say, the game was hard, not we ran into trouble with the recording or anything. So we learned some stuff about like what it means to connect up a wire to two pins. And we sort of have some idea about what's going on with XBus, but maybe not necessarily. And I did figure out how to delete wires. It's really just right-clicking, which I'm not sure. I feel like I had maybe tried, but maybe I tried it while I was in stepping mode or something, and I wasn't allowed to do anything. Probably. At any rate, I think that I would rather, well, I was about to say I would rather just wipe this away and start over, but that's silly, right? Like, let's just nuke all the wires. Like, we have some pretty reasonable instructions, at least. Wires, please? Okay, so it looks like you have to at least have that much space to put a wire in. The wire has to come like that. Fine. But the wire... Oops, I deleted it instead of adding it. Can go like this. Since I attached it to the wrong thing, I can go away. We'll just send the wire like that, it's fine. And this wire is not really getting anyone's way either. Okay. Right-clicking on a trackpad is no fun at all. Nobody should have to do that, but, you know, here we are. I do have a mouse, but, like, I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm using a trackpad. Every so often it's annoying. Sometimes it's not annoying. So what I want to do is rearrange these things so that there's more room for these guys to communicate and to sort of better reflect that this guy is going to be responsible for two. So my plan really, is for this chip to be responsible for these two pins. Also, still not sure about bridges. I don't know. Let's get rid of that for now. We don't have a lot of space to work with. Seems to be our main issue at the moment. But I think we have enough. I guess since this guy needs, let's see. He needs to use his pin 0 for sure. So he needs to have space on the left. So I guess he has to be high up. So let's wire pin 0 to there. And so what I wanted to check is how do you read from XBus? Because I got the idea, like, from reading the summary that it's kind of like a channel in, like, Go or some other language like that. But I haven't actually checked out how you actually do it. Alright, I only briefly glanced at the instruction, right? And so I don't know what the actual API for it is. Okay. So, here's the thing. I was hoping that maybe just reading with a move from an XBus pin. Oh, by the way, I turned down the music a little bit. I listened to the last episode and it seemed like the music was a bit loud, so I hope it's a bit better now. Anyway, I was hoping that just reading from an XBus pin that doesn't have data on it would block. But it turns out that seems to not be what happens, maybe? Is there like a... Alright, tell me more about XBus, please. XBus. Well, here seems to be an example of how to do... Yeah, so... You have to sleep... Call this sleep X, i.e. like waiting for input. And then once you do, you use the value. So you can't just sort of like read the value. It's not like an actual channel where a value is transmitted sort of for just an instant and then vanishes, but rather something is written to the channel and then it stays there forever. And you have to intentionally say, I would like to block again, by calling SLX. Okay. So it's sort of a two-step process to read, but a write can be done in one step. Alright. So here's this SLX thing. First, the appropriate, yeah, okay. XBus, here's all these different parts. What is this? If you need an easy and effective wireless solution, huh. Fine. Alright, who knows what all this crap is. Okay, so what we need to do is here where we had this like move 100 and we were kind of just like sleeping this whole here, right? Oh gosh, bringing up this thing. So we're moving 100 to P1, and then we were previously sleeping for 4, and just letting it go down and back up in the meantime. But instead of sleeping for 4, we have to SLX on X1, I guess. And then, so we're just using, we're really just using the XBus as like a blocking. We're not transmitting any information except the timing information. Wait. Why are we using XBus for this at all? The reason we were originally using XBus is that it seemed a bit more convenient for this guy here, or we were thinking of using XBus. It seemed a bit more convenient for this guy here to be in charge of these 2 pins because they're sort of like inverses of each other. But it turned out we didn't have quite enough throughput for that. But it turned out that like it turns out that by using XBus, this chip is having to do as much work as if it were managing 2 outputs directly, right? And so we will just be back to the exact same problem, I think. Right? How many things is it going to have to do? The same amount as this, right? It's going to have 1 step here where 2 things happen, 1 step here where 1 thing happens, 1 step where 1 thing, and 1 step where 2 things. So that's, 2 2s and 2 1s, I guess. Whereas with these guys, we had a 1, a 2, 2, and a 1. So we would just be reinventing the same problem. I don't think that using XBus in that way is going to help us at all. I mean, obviously we can just go to this thing and like we have enough space to write everything we want to, but I feel like there's got to be a solution that doesn't involve buying more hardware. So one thing that sort of stands out to me is the sort of original plan I had for XBus, which was for this chip to just control drink zero, and send XBus signals to this guy every time it does. Every time it makes a change, I should say. But the problem is that this guy needs to change sometimes even when this hasn't changed, right? Can we just use this guy as like a clock for everything? It seems a little hard, but maybe we can. It's not clear how. Yeah, alright, I think I'm getting a little tired of this whole exercise, and so I'm just going to buy some more hardware. So let's just delete all these things and try again. So here, we were just going to say sleep for 6, I think it was. No, actually, first, we have to, oh, it's not tab, it's space, I guess. We have to move 100 to pin 0, sleep 6, move 0 to pin 0, and then sleep 4, and that's all. Fine. So, actually, this is placed a little awkwardly. Let's move it over here. And use pin 1 instead. Oh, that's X1. Fine. So let's verify first real quick that this works. It should, right? Yes. So now we can just write this guy in the obvious way, and it's a bit of a letdown compared to the smart way, but, you know, that's life. We'll figure it out later, I hope, when we get some sort of training mission on, like, how to use XBus appropriately. Because I feel like it's definitely solvable, and I just don't know how yet. Not like the tools for doing this are locked, but, like, I'm just not smart enough to use them. So we're just going to do the obvious thing here of sleep 6, move 1 to pin 0, not 1, 100 please. I got it right over here, didn't I? Yes. Sleep 1, and then move 0 to pin 0 and move 100 to pin 1, sleep for 2. Yeah, pin 1 is not connected. You got me there, all right. After we are done sleeping 2, we need to move 100 to pin 0 and move 0 to pin 1 and sleep for 1. And then we'll be done, right? Isn't this it? No. Now we need to move 0 to pin 0. And then we should be okay, right? Yeah. And let me just confirm that this actually is too much code to put onto one of these things, so I don't feel like a complete idiot. Yeah, that's 9 lines, and the number of lines you get seems to be 4. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9! Oh no, there's 10 over here. Phew. Alright, I felt like a bit of a dunce there for a moment. So let's just finish this one up. And there it goes. Look at her. She's drinking and she's clicking. Real good. Very, very good cheer. Alright, now the tests are going super fast. And we did it! I have no idea what these bars all represent. but that's life. Haha, the end result looks great. I love the way it looks like the Solid Steel Gamer is really clicking the mouse button and drinking her soda. This is going to be huge. Rubbish audio thing. Okay. Build a piece of audio kit. Sounds fun. Client promises the little box will deliver whatever. Should mention quick copy. Supplemental data. There's a copy of it on my desk. Does that matter? We'll have to do this. Work. Okay, so is that in actual supplemental data in the manual, or is that just like flavor nonsense? Is there a supplemental data? Yes. But I wish it would tell me what page the supplemental data is on. Here. Harmonic maximization. Sunnyvale Institute for Audio Engineering. I'm a little surprised that that is not a some sort of silly acronym, but okay. They have this algorithm, there's all this marketing talk. Changing the way you hear from ear to ear. Okay, so here is their thing. Audio out is some math. Okay. Oh, and I guess that was it. I'm just being told how to look things up in a manual, and here's their algorithm. Okay. Implement. Go. Audio in is a thing. Oh, okay. So yeah, we take the input and we copy it to the output, and if the switch is on, then we apply this maximization algorithm. That should be very simple. How many instructions are we going to need? Right, so we're gonna read, test is 3. How many steps is it to maximize? 1, 2, 3, that's 6. Right? Move and sleep. It seems like we should be at 8, maybe 9 instructions, which means we have enough on just one of these little 400s or 4000s or whatever they are. Maybe, yeah, okay. So let's draw out the wires first. Oh, wait. We don't have enough pins. Okay. So, what does that tell me? We have so far 2 different chips, and they each have only 2 simple I/O pins. And we must use at least 3 simple I/O pins, right? These 2 and this one. Yeah, they're both simple inputs. So what that means is we must use at least 2 chips. And they should communicate, in fact must communicate, over XBus? Is that right? Is there any way we could do this without XBus if we wanted to? I think the answer is no. Suppose that we wanted to use only simple I/O. There's basically 2 possible two possible choices here. We could have this first thing listen to either both of these or only one. If it listens to both, then it can't output over simple I/O at all. So it's not useful. if it listens to only 1, it can't do anything interesting, right? All it can really do is relay the information that it got. So I conclude that the only possible architecture here is one chip that is listening to both of these over simple I/O and communicating over XBus to a second chip, which is just basically reading from XIO XBus and writing that to simple I/O in the most straightforward way possible. So all the interesting stuff is going to happen in this chip, and it's going to send its data over XBus to the dumbest chip you could possibly write. In fact, let's write that one now. SLX on X0. Yes, it's not connected indeed. Let's line it up. And then let's just move X0 to pin 1. And then that's it. That's the entirety of this chip. So this chip is the one just, basically, we're using this as an XBus to simple I/O converter. Nothing more. This guy's going to do a bit more interesting work. Route the wire here, please. There we go. That should do. And I don't know, do you need that? Move P1 to P0. Is it going to be okay with that? No, pin is not connected. So we got to do that, and then it becomes connected. All right. We didn't actually want to write that instruction. Just wanted to test what it would do. So what are we going to do? We're going to well, first check our outputs. They appear to be at 1-time intervals, which seems about right. So what we're going to do is move from, which one is our audio in? It's from P1 to ACK. And then we're going to test equal of P0 with 0. Let's test it with 100. Again, it makes, like in the last one, it makes more sense to have a plus instruction here. If it's plus, then we do what? Sub of 50, mul of 4, and add of 50, right? Wait a minute. Is this like some simpler algorithm? Can we express this in fewer steps? Seems like probably not, but right, this is so like we're like subtracting 200, aren't we? Am I bad at math? Yeah, I'm bad at math, I think. Audio in minus 50 times 4. So that means 4 times audio in minus 200 plus 50. So if we could work with values larger than 100, we could simplify this. And you can if you use XBus. So, and that's what we're doing, right? Oh, right. And we're not actually doing this all on a port. We're doing it in ACK, right? So we can say read from audio in into ACK, which we're doing, and then multiply by 4, and then subtract 150. So we save a step, right? So let's just do that. And we'll just instead sub 150. Okay. And then, assuming that that did, wait. Move from P1 to ACK. Yeah, and then whether or not we made a change, the value we now want to output is in ACK. So we will move ACK to X1 and sleep 1. So I'm not sure I understand the subtleties of XIO, XBus stuff, but I think that this move is all that it takes to cause XBus to become active. So let's see. We move P1 into ACK, getting 54, and we check P0, which right now is 0, right? Yes. So we just move ACK to X1. Okay, and look, it says I'm ready for a write of 54, and in fact it's going to be blocking until someone reads it. Now this guy sleeps, moves X0 to P1, writing a 54. And he goes back to sleep. SLX, this guy sleeps for 1 time unit and does the whole dance again. Okay, so let's keep going until maximize comes up. We move P1 into ACK. We test if the P0 is 100, and it is. So we multiply by 4, getting 220 as we wanted. Subtract 150, getting 70. So we're transforming from 56, I should say. Wait, is it 55 or 56? It must be 55 because it comes out even. And we're getting 70. So we could check here to see whether that's going to be... Oh, yeah, we can highlight it. It says indeed we want 70. Very good. Okay, so... step, and the 70 goes across, and everyone's happy. We read again. It's 57. And it still wants a... no, it wants a 78 now. So we added 2, and that results in 8 being added. Okay, yeah. And there, indeed, is a 78. Alright, so let's run the tests, and they all look pretty good. Cool. Alright, our first successful XBus program. While that's running, let's see how we are doing for time. 27 minutes. I think the end of this puzzle will be a great time to end this episode. And maybe I'll remember to set a timer that I don't have to, like, let you guys watch when I edit. Harmonic maximization. Alright. Great. And what are our accolades? Holy crap, it's awesome. I hooked one of these babies up to my stereo at home, and it blew the speakers clear off. Does the job, no question. So, I guess it basically assumes that the input is at least 50. And if it is, multiplies by 4 the delta from 50? Something like that? That sounds right. Okay, well, there you have it. That's another episode of SHENZHEN I. Hope you guys enjoyed. Oh my god, we're updating software just in time, guys. Get out of here. That's why I hate recording the whole screen. You never know what sorts of maniacs are in control of your computer. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.